They replaced you fast, maybe even days after the relationship ended. And when you saw it, their new partner, their photos, their happiness, it felt like your entire relationship meant nothing. How could someone move on that quickly? Did they ever really love you, or were you just replaceable? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand something most people never realize about narcissistic relationships. Why narcissists replace partners so quickly. Why it feels devastating to the person they leave behind. And why this painful moment is actually revealing something very important about the relationship itself, something that has nothing to do with your worth. Seeing a narcissist move on quickly can feel like emotional whiplash. One moment you're trying to process everything that happened, trying to heal, trying to breathe again, and suddenly they appear happy with someone new, as if the entire relationship never existed. That moment can trigger intense thoughts. Was I that easy to replace? Did I mean nothing? Was everything fake? But the truth behind narcissistic replacement is very different from what it looks like on the surface. And understanding that difference can completely change how you see the situation. Here's something that surprises many survivors. Narcissists don't replace people. They replace supply. And supply is very different from love. Because narcissistic relationships are not built on emotional connection. They are built on regulation, emotional regulation, ego regulation, identity regulation. The narcissist depends on external validation to stabilize their sense of self. Without constant attention, their internal system destabilizes. So when a relationship ends, they don't experience quiet reflection. They experience emotional withdrawal. Your nervous system after a breakup is trying to process loss. Their nervous system is trying to avoid collapse. That's a very different motivation. Healthy people process grief. Narcissists bypass grief. Instead of processing pain, they distract from it. And the fastest distraction available is a new relationship. Not because the new person is special, but because the attention is, the admiration, the validation, the excitement. All of it temporarily stabilizes their fragile self-image. But here's where things become even more interesting, because the speed at which narcissists move on often says something unexpected about the relationship you had, something most survivors completely misunderstand. And once you see this pattern, you'll never interpret their quick replacement the same way again. Narcissistic relationships follow a predictable cycle. Idealization, devaluation, discard. During the idealization phase, the narcissist mirrors you. They study you. They become the person you hope to meet. It feels intense, magnetic, unusually deep. But what's actually happening is a psychological projection. They are reflecting back what they believe you want, not revealing who they truly are. And that illusion is powerful for both people, but the illusion cannot last forever. Eventually, the narcissist begins experiencing something they fear deeply: familiarity. Because familiarity threatens the fantasy. Once you start seeing their inconsistencies, their manipulation, their emotional instability, the narcissist senses a loss of control. And that's when the devaluation phase intensifies. Criticism increases, distance grows, confusion deepens. By the time the relationship ends, many narcissists have already begun securing their next source of validation, sometimes weeks earlier, sometimes months. Not necessarily through a full relationship, but through attention, flirtation, emotional overlap. What survivors often call moving on fast is sometimes simply the final stage of a transition that was already happening. But this part is important. That new relationship rarely begins from a place of emotional health. It begins from avoidance, avoidance of shame, avoidance of emptiness, avoidance of accountability. If any part of this feels familiar, stay with me, because the next part explains why seeing them with someone new hurts so deeply, and why that pain has less to do with them and more to do with what your nervous system experienced during the relationship. When you were in the relationship, your brain adapted to emotional unpredictability. Moments of affection, followed by withdrawal, conflict, then reconciliation. This pattern creates powerful biochemical reactions. Dopamine spikes during reconciliation. Cortisol rises during conflict. Adrenaline keeps your nervous system alert. Over time, your brain becomes conditioned to this emotional roller coaster. This is part of what trauma bonding does. It links emotional attachment with stress and relief cycles. So when the relationship ends, your nervous system is still wired to that pattern. When you see the narcissist with someone new, several things happen internally. Your brain searches for meaning. Your nervous system compares. Your emotional memory reactivates. You remember the beginning, the promises, the hope. And suddenly it feels like that same story is starting again, with someone else. But here's the part most people don't realize. That new relationship is not a fresh story. It's the beginning of the same cycle. Idealization, devaluation, discard, different person, same pattern. There's another thought that quietly haunts many survivors, and it usually shows up late at night, when everything is quiet. You start wondering about the new person. Are they treating them better? Are they happier now? Did they finally become the partner you always hoped they would be? And that question can be incredibly painful, because it creates the feeling that maybe the problem was never them. Maybe it was you. But let's slow that thought down for a moment, because what you're seeing right now is not the full story. It's the beginning of a cycle you've already lived through. At the start, narcissistic relationships often look perfect. That's the idealization phase. Attention, charm, affection, validation. It can look magical from the outside, especially on social media. But what people don't see is what happens after familiarity begins. When admiration becomes normal, when the narcissist no longer feels the same surge of validation. Because admiration that becomes predictable stops regulating their ego. And that's when the cycle quietly begins again. Subtle criticism, emotional withdrawal, confusion, the same pattern. Different person, which means the new partner isn't experiencing something better. They're experiencing something earlier. And that's a very important distinction. Right now, they're living in the chapter you once believed was the whole story. The exciting chapter, the hopeful chapter. But as many survivors eventually realize, that chapter was only the introduction, not the ending. And understanding that can slowly release one of the most painful illusions survivors carry after narcissistic relationships. The illusion that someone else received the love you were denied. In reality, what they received was the beginning of the same cycle. And cycles don't change simply because the person inside them does. They change only when the pattern itself is broken. Let me say something that might feel uncomfortable at first. The speed at which narcissists replace people often reveals how dependent they are on external validation, not how valuable the previous partner was. In other words, your replaceability was never the point. Their dependency was. Healthy individuals can sit with loss. They process it, they reflect, they grow. Narcissists rush to the next connection because emotional stillness exposes something they try desperately to avoid. The emptiness underneath the persona. But here's the hopeful part. while the narcissist is repeating the cycle. You have the opportunity to do something very different. You can break it, because once you understand how these patterns work, you stop measuring your worth through the narcissist's behavior. And that shift is powerful. Healing after narcissistic abuse requires more than emotional understanding. Your nervous system needs regulation. Your brain needs stability. Your body needs recovery. This means supporting your system physically. Consistent sleep rhythms, stable blood sugar, magnesium and omega-3 rich foods, movement, sunlight, safe relationships. These things may sound simple, but biologically they help your nervous system exit survival mode. And when survival mode decreases, trauma bonds weaken. One day, something subtle will happen. You'll hear their name or see their photo somewhere, and instead of feeling that intense emotional reaction, you'll feel distance, not bitterness, just clarity. Because the bond was never really about them. It was about the nervous system pattern the relationship created. And patterns can be rewired, slowly, gently, but completely. If this video helped you understand what really happens when narcissists move on quickly, subscribe. Because this channel isn't just about recognizing toxic relationships. It's about rebuilding what those relationships did to your nervous system. Comment below, how quickly did the narcissist in your life move on? Your story might help someone else realize they're not alone. You survived the relationship. Here, we help you survive it too.